What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the final episode of Start to Finish. Now, this is our final episode on everything, and we are going to be training up our boy. I've decided to go back and I've looked through some information that I've given you, and I realized that I've left out a few things. So I want to also at the very end, just basically is going to be a big information dump of the stuff that I completely forgot to tell you in previous episodes. So if you like that, that's great. If you're not, I'm sorry, but I'm going to make sure that you guys have all the information that you need in order to do this effectively. Now you'll notice that we are not back near the wild area. Well, we're close to it, but we're back up here in this city here. Now what we're doing here is really important, actually, and it's going to be showing you my method for EV training. I've not seen anybody else online who does this, but it makes things a lot easier. So there are several ways that you can do EV training, and I will talk about them with you right now. So there's this girl right here. And so we've already talked to her before about buying this Destiny Knot, but she also has some other useful items. So these items down here, these are items that cause Pokemon to evolve. Down here, these are your vitamins. Now, vitamins are insanely helpful because they boost your Pokemon stats by 10 EVs per bottle, and they are 2 battle points. So not very many battle points, but when you need 252 battle points, that's 25 bottles at 2 each, so that's 50 battle points for each stat. So it's 100 battle points to do one Pokemon. That's a lot of battle points. However, we are going to be talking about the money method again and actually showing you that, and so you can actually buy these with real money elsewhere. So we're not going to buy these for battle points because we frankly can't afford it because we need too many of them. What we do want to buy, though, is a Macho Brace. Now, this is simply for my method. If you don't like my method, then that's totally fine. But this is for what I like to do for the Pokemon. And it basically ensures that your math always hits its mark. And again, I haven't seen anybody else do this method, so but it works really, really well, at least in my testing. And it saves you some money on this. Instead of 25 of them, you will need only 6. So it makes it a lot cheaper on you. So you will need a Macho Brace for my method. And basically what the Macho Brace does is it doubles the amount of EVs that you get during an encounter. So the reason that this is useful normally, well, I guess not so useful, is because the most EVs that you could ever get in an encounter prior was 3. From a fully evolved Pokemon, you could get 3 EVs. So if we actually take a look here at our in-game team, which I'm sure that you guys are familiar with by now if you've seen our playthrough or the first 6 of our analysis videos. But I've got my in-game team over here still somewhere. Yeah, here they are. So if you look at them, I haven't done any EV training to them yet. Their IVs are still whatever. And so we're going to go into their summary. Now, I have not EV trained them at all. But you see how he has EVs already? How the darker, whatever shape that is there. So we're going to look at the next one. So, yeah, he's trained. He's got some defense going on. He's got a lot of defense going on. There's some attack in there. And so you see how it's just kind of random, right? This is what a normal one would look like that hasn't had any training. And this is what one is that, has had a lot of training. And it's just kind of all over the place. The reason that this happens and that they have this is because they've been battling wild Pokemon all the time. Every wild Pokemon that you battle is going to give you EVs in a certain stat. And if you want to know what EVs they are going to give you, it's on their Cerebi page. So another plug to Cerebi, I will link that down in the description below. But it is on the right side of the website toward the top. and it will say like EV yield 1, 2, or 3 in whatever appropriate stat. And so what you would do in the olden days, you would either give it the Macho Brace to double it, or you would give it one of the power items. The power items are always better, but you need all of them in order to do certain stats. But what they do is they boost the number of EVs that you get by 8. So if you battled a middle evolution of a Pokemon or just the second stage of a Pokemon, and certain single stage Pokemon have 2 EVs that they give out, it would then give you 10. And so then you would just need to battle over and over and over until you have enough. This is not good. Like, this takes forever of battling all kinds of Pokemon. So I want to go over the better method. So the first method that a lot of people do, I don't do this method, but the main method that's going around right now is to actually go and buy all of the vitamins at the battle tower, and or no, not the battle tower. It's at the Pokemon Center in the same city as the battle tower, the one at the main entrance of Wyndon. You can buy them for real money there, and they are $10,000 a piece. And so we will show you how you are going to be able to afford that later. But obviously at $10,000 a piece, and you're going to need, what, 50 of them? Yeah, that adds up really fast. And so I'm getting it to a way where you will only need 12 of them total. So yeah, this is going to be a much more efficient method for you. But so the old method is the old good method that everybody uses is take 25 vitamins, because you can't go over, otherwise you will lose that 4 in a stat. You give it 25 vitamins, and then you go and battle a Pokemon that gives you the appropriate EVs. If this is what you are interested in, if that is the strat that you want to use, then I will give you a quick list. If you want 2 points in HP, you can go battle the Greedent that is right next to the daycare center, next to those little berry trees. He will give you 2 points in HP. If you want attack, Beware and Garbodor are 2 that are around all the time. You can get those in multiple places. In defense, you can go get the Galarian Weezing that's right outside of Motostoke. Or you can get Slumbering Weald. He's there too. You can get 2 Vanillites. Those are pretty common in the snow. Or a Beheeyem and Maractus. Those are the best that I found for special attack. For special defense, I would go with Cramorant or Jellicent. It does need to be raining for them to show up, but they do show up a lot in certain places as long as it is raining. And for speed, the most common one is going to be Galarian Lanoon. That is always right outside of the daycare, and yeah, he's there all the time. So anyway, that is the old method, is 25 of the vitamins, and then you get the other 2 EVs from battling a wild Pokemon. That is not what we're going to be doing. We are going to be doing something a little bit simpler. I don't really have a name for my method, honestly, but it allows you to not only work efficiently, but you can also do this with a ton of Pokemon at once. You can train 10 Pokemon in a single stat at one time, and only need 12 for each of them, and only need 12 vitamins for each of them. And so I'm going to show you how we are going to do that. So first of all, we are going to go ahead and get our Snorunt here. He is chilling in our party, and so we need to get him up to his appropriate level to evolve. So we are going to head and get him to level 42. That is the level that he evolves at. And so we are going to be just using experience candies. These do not yield any EVs, which is awesome, because we don't want to be giving him any random EVs. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to explain what EVs are. EVs are effort values. That is what it stands for. Let's try 4 of these and see how high we get. 49, perfect. All right, and we're going to be learning a bunch of moves here. Again, we're only looking for Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Protect, and Earthquake. But so anyway, what are EVs? EVs are known as effort values, and they basically can boost your stat in any of your stats that you choose. And for every 4, you get 1 base stat raise at level 100. So this is up to 63 in a single stat. That's huge. So you have your IVs that are up to 31 of a boost, and then you have EVs which are up to 63. So this that makes a huge difference when it comes to whether or not something is trained appropriately or not. And so as you can see, these really make a huge difference, making sure that your Pokemon is appropriately trained. Oh, look, he's evolving. Perfect. And so we guarantee get a Glalie here, whether it's male or female. In order to get Frostlass, it has to be a female, and you have to give it a Dawnstone. Freeze Dry, very good move, but nope. All right, and so now we have our Glalie. And so the last move that we need to put on this is Earthquake, and Earthquake is a TR. Now, you get TRs from doing max raid battles. That is how you get them for most of the time. You can also buy them with Watts, and you are going to have a ton of Watts by doing this method. And you can always be checking on the Watt traders, and we are actually going to be doing that here in just a second as I show you my strat. Now, where is there's Earthquake. Okay, I have 10 of them because I've done quite a few ground raids. There are a lot of really good ground types in this generation. And so we are going to get rid of Leer. Perfect. Now, the other thing that I won't be showing me doing in this video, just because I don't have a ton of them, is you do really want to give them PP ups and PP maxes. This ups the amount of times you can use a move. Now, typically, it's not going to be that big of a deal whether or not you max it or not, unless it's one of the moves that only has 5 PP. Then you want it to go up to 8. But otherwise, it's probably not going to be a huge deal for most battles, especially with how fast-paced this metagame is right now. Another thing you don't want to forget to do in this game that you've never had to do before is Dynamax Candy. So if you plan to Dynamax this Pokemon at all, and if you don't plan on Dynamaxing this Pokemon at all, give this thing 10 candies. So now it goes from only boosting his HP by, I think it's only by like a quarter. Now it boosts it, it doubles it. So you want to make sure that you max this out with Dynamax candies. And there is no reason for us to go any higher. Most battles take place at level 50, but there's actually no reason for us to do that last level because they will be automatically set to level 50 whenever we go to battle. Now this is unless you are doing a battle, open battle, open rules, no restrictions, then everything will be as leveled. But most battles are going to be locked at level 50. So for my purposes, I don't need to level that up to level 50. I'm done. I don't want to use any more resources on him. So here's what we are going to do next. My method is going to be this. We are going to go into here, and we have a Macho Brace chilling down here at the bottom of our bag, I believe. Somewhere. There it is. So we're going to give this to him. This is going to double the amount of EVs that he gets for anything that he does. Now, the best way you can do this is doing multiple Pokemon at a time. I am showing you one Pokemon at a time for this tutorial, but again, you can do up to 10 Pokemon at once per stat. So if you've got 10 physical attackers if you've got 20 physical attackers actually who need max attack, max speed, put 10 of them in the attack part and 10 of them in the speed part, and I'm going to show you how to do that with Macho Braces, and this goes by insanely fast for doing a lot of Pokemon at once. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to actually use Pokejobs. This is a interesting little feature here that normally would go unused, and but we are going to be going down here to Hammerlock University, and so we want max speed, max attack. So let's go ahead and go to the attack seminar here, and we are going to choose our Glalie. I cannot choose a Pokemon in my party, so let's get him out of my party. All right. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get out of my party so that you can go to school. And so that we can take everybody else to school. So let's go back into Pokejobs here. So make sure they're not in your party because obviously it doesn't like that. And we are going to send him to Hammerlock University and just back out. That's all we need, just him. And send him, and you want to send him for a whole day. Do not send him for a half day or else this your math will be off. And again, in the old days, you had to do math. You had to actually like sit there and add up how many EVs that you had put on a certain Pokemon, and wonder if you've got enough, wonder if you've gone over, blah blah blah. But now you no longer have to worry about any of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down into the wild area, and so there are a few dens that are close by. There's this one and this one. I typically go with that one, but we are going to actually go back and do the same strat again with spoofing days. So first we're going to talk to this guy. Spin my watts. Do you have luxury balls? You do not. So we are going to ignore you for now. And we are then going to go down here. Caparaja might show up. Hello. And so we are going to go down here. And we are going to change our text speed to slow. And we're going to do our method again. Now, one thing you can do is, once you have this den set as a purple, and if you are constantly breeding, you can come up here and keep resetting this as long as you do it once every 24 hours. Just catch it before the 24 hours happens. It will stay like this for 24 hours. And it will stay purple, and you can just keep resetting it. You can go off and do whatever. You don't have to stay in front of it for it to stay purple. So that is what we will be doing in the future here, is you just get this set to where it is a purple. I'll give it a couple of attempts. If we don't get it in the first few, I will cut to... Oh. As I just pressed the wrong button, I double pressed the home button. Let me out. Alright, cool. So yeah, I obviously messed up that input, and we're going to have to do a Salazzle raid. So, yeah, I will be right back after we get rid of this Salazzle, who is taking up our den. Alright, let's finish this boy off here. Knock out the shield. And losing the shield may actually finish it off right here. It did. Perfect. Now, I don't really care if I catch this or not, so we're just going to throw a Pokeball. It'd be nice if I caught it. I don't have a Salazzle yet. But if we don't catch it, then I don't really care. Actually, I might have a Salazzle. I might have gotten one through Surprise Trade. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, if you mess up this method, all you have to do is just beat the raid boss, and then you can try again. So it's not really a big deal. And we got him. Cool. You don't actually have to catch him. If you just press don't catch, he'll just run away. But you still get all the rewards. And so that is something that I didn't mention in my max raid battle, is that you get all of these rewards. Now, you can get better rewards. It's all just a bunch of random chance. But so obviously you're going to get these experience candies up here at the top. And these just give you a ton of experience each. You get better ones for the higher the stars are. And there's also a very small % chance that you will get 3 of each of these at the same time, which is awesome. You can also get up to 3 Dynamax candies, which is why you really shouldn't be all that worried about running out of them. You get them so much if you're doing raids normally. And so then berries. Now the berries are really interesting because they give you really good berries. And so what these berries do is, at least this one, and they also give you another type as well, but a Greppa berry is part of a EV lowering series of berries. And basically what those do is, if you give it to a Pokemon, it does the opposite of a vitamin. It takes away 10 EVs. And so you may be thinking, why would I want to take away 10 EVs from something if I'm training it? Well, if you want to use your in-game Pokemon, your starter that you got at the beginning of the game, you just love it so much, that's awesome. You can. You're just going to need to take away the EVs that it picked up in-game. And so you use these berries. You can also get these berries from trees, but it's a little more reliable to get them here, at least the good ones. You can also get berries that reduce the damage from super effective attacks through this, but they are a little more rare. And finally, you get really good TRs, and they will correspond with the specific raid that you did. You could even have, in some cases, you'll have a certain Pokemon in this den. So, say Salazzle. I don't think this is necessarily true for Salazzle specifically, but in for other Pokemon, in one raid, if it's dual typing, in one raid it'll give you Fire type ones, and then in another raid it would give you Poison type ones. I don't think that's true for Salazzle, but it is true for other Pokemon. So let's save again, so that we don't get caught in a vicious cycle here. And so we are going to try that again. Throw a wishing piece. You'd like to save your adventure? Yes, I would. And close that. All right, so we are going to be doing this, and this will give us a really good anchor point here. And so what we're going to do is, once we have our purple, we will then be advancing the clock forward a day. Now, like I told you before, you don't get to just go in your settings and move the clock forward a day, because the game doesn't believe you. The game knows that you are trying to spoof if you do that. And so this is actually the only way to do that, in order to make the game actually believe that time is passing. And so I think that you can figure out where we're going from here. And so what this does is it moves forward all in-game events, because it thinks that you are doing this. In-game events being also include the Watt Traders. So if we move this a day forward, the Watt Trader up there will have something different. And so if you do this a few times, eventually he will have luxury balls, which is what we are looking for to sell to make a lot of money. And there is our purple beam. Cool, so we got it really quickly. So there was no cut there. That was great. So we are going to put our text speed back on fast, because we no longer need the slow, and we are going to save right in front of this den. All right, cool. We are set up. And so we're going to do the same strat we did before. Oh, look, it's another Salazzle. We don't care. Invite others. And we are going to run down here to System Settings, Date and Time, and push it forward a day. Cool. And then we're going to quit out. Now, it doesn't seem like much has happened, but in the game, it thinks a day has passed. So that Copperage is still there. He's just been standing there for a really long time. And now we're going to talk to this dude again. Hello. Oh, and now he has luxury balls. Perfect. Thank you, sir, for helping me with my guide. So we are going to buy as many of them as we can. All right. And so now we are going to run back in the city. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? That just worked out. And so now we're going to run over back into the Pokemon Center. And so now what you do is you go over here. Hello, sir. I'm here to sell. I just bought all of these really expensive luxury balls, but I didn't buy them for real money. I bought them for watts. So can I please sell them for $1.5 million? Thank you. There you go. That's $1.5 million right there. So we were at $8 million. We're now at $9.5 million. That is how I've made all of my money. That is why I have 995 Ultra Balls. That is why I have 994 Pokeballs. And I have 198 Premier Balls just from buying the Ultra Balls and the Pokeballs. So yeah, that is how you get all of the money. Now, in addition to that, we can go over here to this, and now we're going to check on our Pokejob. And if we look right here, look at that. He has been gone a whole day and finished his attack seminar. Now, the reason that I like this method with the Macho Brace is not only does it save you a lot of money, that is the main thing, but if you'll notice, he earns 192. This number ends in 2. And so therefore, it gives you therefore it already is lining you up for the 252 that we need later. In case you didn't know, you can actually give up to 255 in a specific stat. So if you go over by giving, say, by giving a Pokemon 26 of the vitamins, you will not be able to give it enough to actually max it out. So we're gonna look here at its summary, and we will check this, and you see how attack is shooting up there. So we are done with its attack for now. So now we are going to do the exact same thing except for speed. And so the Macho Brace is doubling what it is. Otherwise you would get 96, but in this you get whatever it is that we got. So now we are going to find our boy here and send him to speed school. All right, buddy. Go learn how to be fast. Send him. Whole day. Perfect. And so now we're just going to do the exact same thing. And so if you didn't get luxury balls there on the first try, totally fine. But all right, so let me show you also this. This is how you can do 10 at once. But so look, you can send up to 10 Pokemon here, up to 10 here, up to 10 here, and so on. So if you've got, say, 10 physical attackers that also need speed, you could put 10 here, 10 here. That's 20 Pokemon at once, and then switch them. There you go. You could do all that at once. You could also then put in special defense, HP, special attack, defense, whatever you need to do, and just keep switching them around. And you can do so many Pokemon at once now. You could potentially be EV training 60 Pokemon at once. Obviously, you're not going to be doing that probably, but you could be EV training 60 Pokemon at once. So what I recommend doing is going ahead and breeding a lot of Pokemon and then EV training them all at the same time. It just makes it so much easier. If you don't have the money to buy a Macho Brace, just doing the Poke Jobs twice will give you the same thing as a Macho Brace. Macho Brace just helps you to skip an unnecessary rotation of it. Yeah, now we can run back down here, and I'm going to rebuy 999 luxury balls just for next time. I don't need them right now, but for the future, when I need them, they are there. You can also buy wishing pieces there, and wishing pieces are always at every Watt Trader, just because they are a really awesome item to have. I have like 70-ish of them right now, I think. I have quite a few. But yeah, so now we are just going to do same strat we did before, and that is a Charmeleon, invite others, and we are going to move forward a day and profit, I guess. I guess that is the appropriate term here. We're gonna quit. Yes. And so the game thinks that a day has passed, and so I bet you anything that this guy up here no longer has luxury balls. And you notice it changed from snow to fog. That's how you know that it worked out. So spin my watts. See, he has dust balls now and a bunch of different TRs. So that means that a day has passed in game. The game actually believed us. So we're gonna go up here, and we are going to check on our Glalie and see how Speed School treated him. All right, buddy, how you doing? All right, check my Poke Jobs. How'd you do? Oh, look at that. Good job, man. You did a good job. I think you're a boy. I don't remember if you're a boy or a girl. Yeah, you're so smart. Good job. Got 192. So we are short 60 EVs. Oh, I got $2,000. And that's the thing, is you also get these cool little rewards just by doing this. And sometimes it can be just money. Sometimes it's like really valuable items. It can just be a lot of really cool stuff. So now we're going to fly to Winden. And using our plethora of money now, we are going to go ahead and just buy the buy the vitamins right here. I'm here to buy. And instead of 25 like you would normally need, we only need 6. Because we're at 192, we need to be at 252, we need 6. So I don't know why I bought HP, because we don't need that. We need 6 attack and 6 in speed. Oh well, I've got those HP for later. It's nice to have them. Yeah, so that is all we need for that. And so now we are going to go into our bag. Actually, we're going to go into our box and make sure that Glalie is in our party. And then we're going to go in our bag and feed him these vitamins. And he will be all done, minus his item. So let's go here. And down here we've got our speed. We're going to use this. We're going to give him 6 of those for speed. And 6 of these for attack. And this is one thing you need to be careful of, because you can actually give him too many. If you give him 1 extra, it'll give you those 3 extra EVs that he can have and throw away the rest. And so you actually only have 2 EVs to play with. So there are 6 EVs that aren't accounted for if you have 2 maxed out stats. And so you need 4 in order to get 1 base stat. So we are going to put that last one in special defense. I don't really care about the money, so I don't really feel like going and battling a special defense Pokemon. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy a just 1 of these. And boom, our Glalie's done. It shoved the 6 there. The 4 counted. 2 of them went to do nothing. And the others just drop off and don't go anywhere. And so if you were to try to give him any more, it would not let you. It would say his stats cannot go any higher. And so now we're going to check this. And so we are at max attack because it's sparkly, and max speed. And we have given it just a little bit of special defense. Let's look at his attacks. Ice Shard, Protect, Icicle Crash, Earthquake. He is jolly nature, and he is beautiful. Even though he's really not all that competitively viable, this is just a Pokemon that I chose because it includes all of the complexities that you could possibly need for any Pokemon. Typically, you're not going to find a Pokemon that needs both of these, both egg moves and your hidden ability type thing, and that's just the way that it works out for some reason. I do know that there is another Pokemon that needs this, and that is Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr, in order to get Iron Fist, which is its hidden ability, and then Mach Punch, which is an egg move. So that is another one that requires this same complex process. But besides those two, there's really not a lot of Pokemon that need both, and that's just it's just by design, which is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and give this Focus Sash that we have, this extra Focus Sash, to our Glalie, and he's done. He is completely done, and we are going to put him in our ready box. Boom, he's done. He's ready. Yeah, so that is going to be it. Now I'm gonna go through all of the stuff that I feel that I missed in my other guides just to wrap things up. So I'm actually going to get out of this because I want some jamming music to go along with this. And you guys already know my favorite in-game music is right here. Hulberry City. I don't know what it is, but it is a bop to me. I absolutely love this music. There you go. Yeah. So that's awesome music to end us out on today. But so I mentioned IVs and what those do. I mentioned natures. We talked about egg moves and how those work, and how you have to get things from specific dens. One thing I wanted to say is, if a Pokemon that you find is a red beam Pokemon that gets its hidden ability through red beams, it's actually going to be incredibly difficult to get him, and the only way you're going to be able to get him reliably is just going to be just throwing Wishing Piece in. If it's him, great. If it's not, battle the Pokemon that's in there and try again. But with all of the money that you're going to be getting from this and all the watts you're going to be getting, you can buy Wishing Pieces galore with all the watts you're going to have. So it's really not that big of a deal. It is just going to be really time consuming. Let me see here. You need to make sure that you get the judge function from the battle tower. You can battle either single or double, but you just need to get to Leon. That is the only requirement. As long as you get to him and beat him, you will have the judge function unlocked for you. You need the Destiny Knot, you need the Everstone. I didn't mention that the Cop that blocks your Oval Charm, that's a double battle. So just fair warning, level 65 Pokemon, and it is a double battle. So make sure you are prepared for that. So max raids. So there is a range of what level everything can be. I hear this Pokemon's a great detective. Yeah, it's Pikachu, and that was actually, I thought, a better movie than what a lot of people said that it was. Anyway, but so if a Pokemon is 1 star, it is going to be level 15 to 20. If it is 2 stars, it's going to be 25 to 30. 3 stars is 35 to 40, 4 stars is 45 to 50, and 5 stars will be 55 to 60. The exceptions to this will be anything that is a promoted raid, such as Gigantamax Butterfree, Dreadnought, Corviknight, and now Snorlax. Those can be whatever level, and those can be in any den. They can show up as red beams or as purple beams, anything that they feel like doing. I talked about items that you get from max raid battles. I talked about you just need to try to get as good of a Ditto as you can. So I think that is the best first max raid battles for you to be doing, is just a bunch of Ditto raids over and over, a bunch of 5-star Ditto raids until you get a few really good Dittos. Now I got stuck with just a bunch of 4-star with a bunch of 4 IV Dittos. However, during while I wasn't recording, I did go and catch a new Ditto, and it actually had everything perfect but special attack. So I now have a Ditto that is perfect for any physical attacker. And so you're going to be looking for something like that. Or if you get a 6 IV Ditto, you're going to give it a Destiny Knot, put it in the J-Care, and never take it out again, because that is absolute perfection for you. So let's see here. Talked about catching Frostlass. Shiny Pokemon. I did not talk about shinies nearly in depth enough, I felt, and why Masuda method is the best. So shinies, a full odds shiny I did mention is 1 in 4,096. That's really low. So previously you could do catch combos in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You would catch things, and it would show you on screen how many you've caught in a row. You had SOS battles, and you also had the Dex Nav in previous generations, but now you have battle chaining. So battle chaining is just battling a Pokemon over and over and over, and just by defeating a ton of them, you increase your chances to get a shiny. So we're going to take a Dottler here, and so you see how our Dottler, it says number battled 2, Nuzleaf's 0, 1 for Swirlix, and so on. Now, this is actually what is keeping track of how many Pokemon you've battled. Now, when you've battled 50 Pokemon of that certain type, of that certain species, you have a 1.5% chance to have half odds of a shiny. I'm going to repeat that. You have a 1.5% chance to have a 1 in 2048 chance to get a shiny. No, that's bad. So you get 100, it's a 2% chance to get a 1 in 1300 something, still bad. You battle 200 of them, you get a 2.5% chance to get a 1 in 2024, that's a quarter odds, still bad. You've got 300 battles, you have a 3% chance to get a 1 in 819. And then at 500, you've got a 3% chance to have a 1 in 682. That is awful. And that is without Shiny Charm, by the way. if you have the shiny charm, take all of those numbers and we're going to make them better chances. So if you have 50, it is a 1.5% chance to get a 1 in 1,024. If you have 100, it's a 2% chance to get a 1 in 819. 200, 2.5% chance to get 1 in 682. 300, it's a 1 in 585, also a 3% chance. 500, 3% chance to get a 1 in 512. So that is awful, because you are doing all of that work just for a 3% chance to get good odds. That's terrible. But with Masuda method, every single time you are getting the 1 in 682 odds without shiny charm. With shiny charm, it is 1 in 512. You always, always, always want to shoot for Masuda method. Do not try to do the other method. It is just gonna waste your time. It's terrible. So let's see. Breeding like crazy. Flame body. I didn't mention you can also get it on Chandelure. The Chandelure line also gets the ability Flame Body, and I don't think anything gets Magma Armor in this generation. At least all of the Magma Armor users, I believe, got cut from this generation. I gave you a list of Pokemon to use for EV training if you so desire, as well as Pokejobs and the power items. So that is all the stuff that I have on my list of things that I needed to include in this series. So if there's anything that I left out, if there's anything that you think that I need to explain a little more, or anything that needs an entire video by itself explaining anything, any kind of topic in this game that you don't understand, or you want to know more about, I would be more than happy to leave a big long comment about it, or just make an entire video about it if it is something really in depth. So yeah, just hit me up with the comments if you need anything. I am more than happy to respond to all of you. This channel is brand new. I believe I have like 20 subscribers right now, so we are very, very new. But I'd love to grow the channel. I'd love to get a lot bigger and provide you with better and better content. And I believe it all starts with speaking with the people who are subscribed, and speaking with new people who may not be subscribed yet, and just getting to know you and you getting to know me. And yeah, I'm excited to meet all of you. So that is going to be it for today's video and for this series, at least for now. If we need another video in the future, I am more than happy to provide that for you. And if any of these methods are debunked, or if Game Freak ever patches the max raid battle glitch, then I will make a new video about it. There is another glitch in the game that I have seen that allows you to actually see eggs and what moves they're gonna have, and what you can kind of calculate what IVs they're gonna have before they even hatch, which is kind of insane. I don't know how much use it's going to have, but I do believe that it would allow you to see if there's a Pokemon that is shiny in the egg before it even hatches. And it's yeah, pretty crazy. So if I get some more information on that glitch, and if it turns out to be anything that is actually useful, I'll make a video about it. Otherwise, I probably won't touch it. I am working on a team for Wi-Fi battles, so I will have a Wi-Fi battle up on the channel very, very soon. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching this series, and I really hope that you enjoyed content like this. I'm not really a guide channel, but I've really had fun. So I will catch you guys in the next video for more battling, more guides, and just a lot more fun stuff together. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.